I love it. Like we're walking to the ring, like we're about to wrestle Demolition in the WrestleMania. Us three versus Demolition.
Exactly right.
Dude, it is about time that StreamYard incorporated such a simple little feature as you just press play and your intro starts.
Voila.
I mean, voila. Bravo to StreamYard.
Yes.
Right out of the
Good
bat.
job.
Yeah,
Nice
bravo to
work.
StreamYard.
Bravo to StreamYard. Cut us a check. Give
Locations.
us a
Here we
deal.
all come from different spots around the world.
What's up, gang? What's up,
What
boys?
is
I don't think
happening?
we've all three been together doing a podcast together at the same time in a few weeks. Maybe since the Opry when I was up there. That's probably been a month ago.
Wow.
So,
it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
It
Good to see
really-
you all again.
y'all
Where are you, Blasi? That doesn't look like your normal digs there. Where are you at?
He is in an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I'm in a condo. I got forced out of my home. My microwave. I'm honestly I'm blessed. My house probably should be burned down, and it's not. Thank God, because my microwave had some kind of an issue. I noticed it like Thursday or Friday. If you closed it, it was a buzz. So I opened the door and it would stop, and I was like, okay. So I just kept the door open. Well, I didn't tell my oldest son that, and yesterday I wasn't there, and he stopped in, was just going to microwave a burrito real quick, and it wouldn't work, and he just shut the door and left. Well, he didn't know that thing was buzzing. While it was buzzing, it was also something was going on inside this thing. Dude, this thing melted down basically from the inside out. Luckily, my breaker flipped. When I got home, my house was smoked out with the worst toxic plastic smell you can imagine.
Oh, my Lord.
Because at first I thought the whole house, I'm running everywhere except the kitchen. I'm going upstairs. I'm in the attic. I'm in the bedrooms. I'm all over. I'm like, where's this coming from? And I realized it hit me. I saw the stove was not working. And I was like, oh, and I looked at that microwave, and I remembered the door was shut, and I went out there and saw the breaker was flipped. So then I called my son. He was like, yeah, I stopped in and cooked a burrito, but he said it wouldn't work. And I was like, yeah, it's messed up. I should have unplugged it. So anyway, thank God that breaker flipped. My house is so bad, you can't even walk in there. You can't. You walk up to the front door, the plastic smell, I don't even understand what it is. It's just so strong.
Yeah.
I'm airing it out right now. I got that big fan running right now. So yeah, I'm displaced. Everything's fine. I mean, there's a bunch of people in way worse positions than me. I just need to air it out and work. Today I was over there. I ripped the microwave out. I got it out of the house, the source of the odor and all that jazz. But man,
Did you have any water? Did you have to put it out, suppress anything?
no, man. Luckily, when the breaker flipped, it stopped it before it got worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
it was
beautiful.
Just
At least you
melted
didn't
on
have to
the
deal with
inside.
that. Yeah, at least you didn't have to deal with that also. Man, that sucks, Blasi. Well, at least it was on. I mean, as bad as it is, though, at least like you or your family weren't hurt or, animals or anybody in the neighborhood. So that's good. But wow. So, and how long have you had this? Working fine for years?
Dude, you know what's funny? I bought that microwave and replaced it because I changed appliances in 2018. That thing's only 6 years old.
Huh.
And it's worked fine until it just melts and just burns up one day.
Absolutely.
That's insane.
Not even turned on, just in a closed door position. So watch it. I don't even know what that is. I haven't even researched to see what happened. But dude, you could see the top of it inside was just melted out. I mean, it was,
and I wonder,
that's crazy.
I wonder, in hindsight, you're like, yeah, I wish I'd have unplugged it when I knew something was weird. But you're like, well, who knows? I mean, it's a little, who knows what it could be.
I thought it was a fan motor or something. You know what I mean? I just
right. Or a little something rattling that's just coming, a bolt coming loose. But also, what if you would have grabbed it and that would have had some kind of weird ground and you got shocked? So it might have been a blessing you didn't grab it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, dang. Well, buddy, we're glad you're safe, and we're glad
here.
none of your kids got hurt or anybody in your family or relatives or pets. So that's awesome. Well, we won't tell everyone where you're at, so you don't have to look out like you're the Beatles over your balcony later today with the hordes of fans
me coming in with all the equipment and all the gear. Especially all my entourage. Yeah. Oh my God, I got my sound guy. I've got my light guy over here, John, Jim, Jerry, and James. I got the whole
full staff.
Yeah.
There'd be a beach full of middle-aged men with beer steins. Where's Blasi? Let's drink with Blasi.
That's exactly what it'd be.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, you're not in your normal digs, Tigs. So where are you coming to today, brother?
I am coming to you live from Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm over here working.
Beautiful. Good food
for the
over
next
there.
couple of weeks, I'm in a lovely, I don't even know what hotel I'm in. Like a double Candlewood. I'm in a Candlewood Suites. That's what I'm in.
Nice.
We have a little apartment too. I'm touching a stove
all,
as I speak. Speaking of microwaves, Just touched it.
You good?
It's just a nice little kitchenette, dude. I brought stuff I cooked over the weekend and stuff with me.
I mean,
we roll.
Tell us you're doing all right without telling us you're doing all right. I hear you.
I mean, there you go. You ask,
I hear you,
you
buddy.
shall receive. But yeah, gonna have some fun in Lafayette over the next
Lafayette,
week or
baby,
two.
South
Lafayette.
I-10, baby, South I-10.
Get on that city
Love
grocery over there too. Get some good action, you know.
Oh, I've got hoping to grab a little content for the show next week.
Ooh,
Little content. If anybody's out there
Content
watching
action.
The Cajun Critic, if you're around next week, I'm too busy this week to get stuff done, but next week in the evenings, I kind of like to rock and roll a little bit.
Is that the time? Next week?
I think that is the time. I think next week's going to be the time.
I may have to come over there. You never know.
Come on.
You never know.
I mean, come on. You're not going to sleep in that king bed with me, but we can turn this room out one way or the other for sure.
I love
Got to
it.
say hi to everybody, man. What's up? The Fat Pig is in the house. Love it. I love it.
What's up, gang?
Fat
What's up, Brian?
Pig.
Glad to have you, buddy.
Brian Gilson in the house. Of course, our man, Mr. Paul Rogers, checking in. Wouldn't be live if Stacy G didn't check in.
Stacy
I
G.
love it.
What's up, gang?
I love it. Mike is in the house. Goats, I think, is what I'm just going to call you, if that's okay. And then that's it. That's everybody that's checked in right now. Everybody's rocking and rolling. The chat starting to bump up. We're coming a little early for number one. We don't usually stream on Tuesdays, but this is kind of a special night because it's the only night that all three of us can record together. Number one, this entire week, and and the lives haven't had our good buddy JR in a while. I don't know when the last when the last live was, but it doesn't matter. It's not your fault.
I didn't know
okay.
I didn't know we were going live till you started giving shout outs today, to be honest with you, Tiggs.
Perfect. I mean, well, we don't really change. Our formats never changed.
Yeah.
We've done the same damn thing since we started. The live show just has a tendency to get a little off the rails depending on what's happening on each particular night.
Yeah.
Like last week's a little bit. Just the longest live podcast we've ever had last week at 4 hours and 25 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, but we were also streaming
Swinging for
Jeff
the fences, weren't you,
Petrowski.
boys?
We really did.
We had to watch.
Love
The
it.
chat was in there. We had to watch
Hey,
that
I love it.
hurricane. We had to
I love it.
watch it make landfall, and then
Hey, there's nothing. My favorite thing is doing this show with you guys and then following your content as a friend and someone who is just being entertained by what you're doing. I love when y'all get wound up about stuff and really get into things. Like, I love that you have a microphone at the LSU tailgates now, Tigs. That in itself, just knowing that's happening, even if I don't watch the footage, my mind could just think about what's going on with that. And same with Blasi when he gets really wound up on something, and I know it's serious business. I just love to watch you guys go. So I hate I've missed these. And I'm just picking. I know you guys love diving into it because you got a lot of good points on things. And like we've always said, we just shoot it straight. We just tell the truth and nothing but the facts. And you decide for yourselves. So I've enjoyed it myself. And yeah, I hate I've missed with you guys, but I try to keep up in the chats or just pop on for a second if I can. But great job holding the fort down. Glad to be back this week. I know you got your hat on. I've got my new swag.
Dude,
how
that's
sweet
what I was
is
just about to say. I see you got
how
a nice
about that,
tap of tarp
boys?
and stuff on there.
Oh yeah. Let me
looking
bring him in.
good.
I can't see you, so I've got to zoom you in.
Coming
yes,
straight
sir.
in
Yes,
from
sir.
Captain Creamsicle and his wife April,
Bang.
and then we got the
Oh,
same thing
booyah.
rocking up here.
Yes,
It's
sir.
so
Yes,
good.
sir.
So good. I
And
should've
that
worn mine.
Operation Pigmentation,
Oh, I
baby.
love it.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
got the
they
same
dropped
thing
the
on tonight.
podcast today. Heard they dropped the podcast.
Word on the street is they
Early.
dropped another one. Man,
Yes,
and speaking
yes,
of
yes.
Creamsicle, how crazy is that? He was joining us last Thursday night. He's in the chat with us, hanging out. Sent y'all swag. You opened up your swag pack that day, I believe, or the day before. One of the two.
The day before, I think. Yeah.
And then JR got his. When I was down there, he was the welcoming committee. When I walked into the stadium, here comes this big giant 6'9" man, Blasi, and I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Here you go. And him and his wife was standing there. I was like, oh man, thank you, buddy. So cool, so nice, both
Beautiful.
of them. And man, they're in there hanging out, and he's like, guys, got to go to bed. I got to get up at 4:30. But he even told me that then. He said, I love to watch y'all. He said, but I get up so early, so I watch as long until I can. He said, I stay up later than I should on a Thursday, but I'm usually there. And man, he goes to bed and wakes up in water. Like, can you even imagine?
I mean,
I can't
woke
even
up swimming.
It.
I mean, that's
insane.
That's insane, dude.
Man.
It really is. I'm so happy that the Bubba Army has banded together, that Bubba got on, donated $3,600. That's freaking unbelievable. And then everything else, the last time I checked it at some point today, I think it was about around $11,000, almost $12,000 right now. And look, the link to Captain Creamsicle's GoFundMe is in the description of this YouTube video that you're watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, which that's only where it's at right now, then that link is down there below. And if you're listening to this later on our audio version of our podcast, I don't know why that light just came on. There is no light in here. I hate this computer screen. I hate this computer camera. Just whatever. We're gonna get through it. I don't have the mobile setup that Blasi, the one-man posse, has.
Bright. I like.
There is nothing. I'm not. It's the hands. Gotta keep the hand. It's the hands. It's hard for us to not do it, Blasi.
Just no sell it.
I don't even know if that works. It doesn't matter. Anyhow, it is down in the description below. So so go check that out. But so proud of the Bubba Army, man. Kind of brings us into our show this week. We didn't have a chance to do this because I'm on the road, you're on the road. We are pretty much just a circle. Unbelievable that we're getting content out, but we are, and that's what matters. But I left our show that you and I recorded last week, JR, the top 10 DJs, radio hosts, DJs, and the top 10 comedians of all time, and we broke that down. That is what is going to be released. Yes, I'm trying to think. We've done so much stuff. That's what's coming out on the Bubba Army podcast this week, but I talked for 3 or 4 minutes because of Captain Creamsicle's situation at the time that the GoFundMe hadn't been created. Whenever I left did the little intro.
Yeah, that's when we were trying to figure out how to help. What can we do?
Yeah, I'm glad you got it in there. Perfect, good.
Yeah.
But then even better, they created the GoFundMe, and that works. That works as well. But I mean, whatever. In that, I kind of intro it, but gave a little state of the program in that and all that, and the shout out to the Bubba Army and everything. So that's the show that'll be coming out this week, everybody. So it's that's the problem whenever you have that's an evergreen show with a little non-evergreen intro to make it a little more evergreen, and then it doesn't work out but it does. It's fine.
Hey, I want to add,
y'all enjoy.
Yes, do enjoy, and I want to add something to Captain Creamsicle and his wife. This is just, you talk about true Bubba Army to the core. So he wakes up in water, and they're scrambling to get out of their house. They grab nothing. They exit the house, like literally trying to save their own lives. And he remembers, I got to go back and get one thing. And he went back and got his Bubba Army ring, grabbed his ring, and then escaped. That's the only thing he was able to salvage was his Bubba Army ring.
Yeah.
That, you talk about like OG Bubba Army.
Well, I mean, if it's not a bad idea to have a bug out pack, like have something where you can grab something like your backpack with your laptop, your pistol, your meds, your handful, your passport, your handful of things you don't want to leave. Because I had a house fire in Nashville in what year was that? I don't even remember, 07, I think. And yeah, I remember going back in the house, same thing. I needed my laptop, my firearm, a few things. I'm like, man, I can't have cash, and it was a scary situation. But luckily he got that and didn't get stuck because it's scary stuff, man.
Hell
This storm is scary stuff. I talked to my brother earlier, and he's in Safety Harbor. He's fine. He's out doing some claims for the insurance stuff now. And he said, yeah, it's a lot worse than they were expecting it to be. He said this was some of the biggest storm surge these people have ever seen, and devastation is just
and
unreal.
what's happened up there in the Carolinas is just I still can't wrap my mind around how it became that devastating so fast. Like I just don't get it. I know. I mean, there's like 600 people still missing, like in the Asheville area, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is just
Crazy.
awful crazy. So just thoughts and prayers out to those people up there.
For
man.
sure.
I can't even fathom. So.
Look, not to politicize. I don't want to politicize this, but you got to give a shout out to Donald Trump and for him going there, but also to reaching out to Elon Musk, and they have positioned 500 Starlinks that are up and running in North Carolina, and they're regardless of whatever your payment is, if you can access it, they know how to make it just work in that area, that you can have free access to it so that you can start to communicate. I heard there's some temporary cell towers starting to go up too, but I mean, dude, it's 2024 and these folks have been abandoned for 3 or 4 days. I'm not getting into politics, but where is the federal government? This is like a Hurricane Katrina-like response is what this feels like. Like they didn't come to New Orleans for 3, 4, 5 days. All hell was breaking loose. This is what it feels like. This is Biden's and Kamala Harris's Katrina. Congratulations.
It really is. Yep.
Well,
okay, I politicized it. It's I can't help it.
Well, I mean, we're taking all of our points here, and from the labor side, if anybody is struggling, is not making enough money, needs to make a change, there's enough work for about 3 years, 4 years going on right now. Get you a shovel, get you a chainsaw, get you a hammer, get to work. You'll make 3 times what you're making at your day-to-day hourly gig, and do a good job. You can have a career in it. No reason not have something to do right now. You can go do 3 paying gigs and do 1 for free for the people who can't afford it. Everybody wins. There's my point.
Well, Morgan Elizabeth in the house. That's awesome.
I mean, there it is. I mean, that's it. We're just being real. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, and it sucks. And it's just, I hope we don't have another one. They got to say there's a couple others brewing. I'm like, can this season just end? Good gracious.
No joke.
Yeah.
But got to give kudos, a shout out to Elon for helping that whole deal out too. It's just, I mean, the response of private individuals are making a much bigger difference than our own United States government. That is an issue. You do with that what you will. That's just where we're at.
We're pretty used to that down here on the Gulf Coast. Any storm hits anywhere, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, we're pretty much on our own. We know that.
Yeah.
Well, and let's go back for a second.
I remember when Nashville flooded, same thing. Good luck.
Yeah. Yep. And you got to have the right people in there. But what happens is politics does take over, and this has nothing to do with left or right. This is just the way it is. So JR and mine's good buddy, Jeff Byard, who was nominated to be the FEMA director years ago under Donald Trump, got nominated. Here he is in place, and I won't get off into the details of it, but some dumb stuff from college. And this guy was like the coolest, level-headed guy in college. I'm like, how did this even come up? Bubbled up, and suddenly they ousted him as the nominee over something in college, and it was so dumb. And it was like, this is the guy you want running FEMA. He's a former Marine. He's got super, super common sense, very bright, very intelligent. He should have been running FEMA. But no, politics took over. They ousted him, brought somebody else in. Now here we are again. FEMA can't respond because I'm sure 2 or 3 people since then have been ousted over some dumb stuff. And then now we're dealing with somebody who's perfectly polished, connected just properly, and they don't know what the heck they're doing in there when it comes to response time. Because he was over rescue and recovery and did a great job under multiple different storms on the rescue and recovery operations prior to that, after Katrina, post-Katrina. So anyway, man, that's just where politics just takes over and just ruins everything at that level, So,
Pitiful.
Whatever.
Pitiful.
Yep.
Anyhow, man, I'm losing my voice. Look, I've been losing my voice every night for the last 3 nights. It was strong about an hour ago. I was pumped, and I'm losing it. But I think I've got water in here. Don't worry, I'm gonna make it through. Yeah, but
we're good.
Thoughts and prayers are with everybody in this whole deal. Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, a lot of issues there. Florida, just everywhere, man. It's just it was
head like a helicopter. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about
I felt a little bad, Blasi, and you and I didn't say it, but I kind of think based off of your text and our communication that you felt it too. Like, hope we weren't glorifying this thing like we were having so much fun with it. I kind of get wrapped up into the storm chasers and their excitement, and it's almost like turned into like calling a football game in a sense. But at the same time, I was hoping I was reiterating that I knew as an amateur weather dude how bad this was going to be. Just like this is like a little buzzsaw going through there, you know.
I didn't imagine what it would do in Georgia, North Georgia, going into the Carolinas. I never ever fathomed that. Even when I saw it going in there, I was like, oh, they're about to get some decent rainfall. They're gonna get some storms. I hope those people are gonna be okay. I never ever fathomed what happened, like at all, like not at all. Like you think about the first 50 or 100 miles, and after that, you're like, oh, everything will be fine after that, but it was not. Yeah.
Iggy says that he heard that's a symptom of the monkeypox, losing your voice. I think it's a symptom of talking a lot over the last while. Morgan, get better. Bless her heart. She has COVID, so I hope
is that what that said at the end? She's got COVID?
Yeah. Yep.
No,
terrible.
Hey,
terrible.
So Tigs, I got to know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I got to know about you at the tailgate. Give me some tailgate updates.
Oh, this week. Unbelievable.
I still hadn't watched all this. I've seen that one little thing.
Well, I don't have much. I'm on the road. I don't have Premiere Pro, my PC, and all that stuff that I use to chop up all of our stuff. So I've kind of been.
It's coming though.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
And
Saturday.
it's evergreen.
Like,
it doesn't matter. All this stuff doesn't matter.
Well, LSU's off this weekend, and they're in the hit a little bit of, so it kind of works out good. I should be caught back up by the time we play Ole Miss and be back live. This is just a little hiccup in the schedule, but I'll have it out. I was going to play a 2-minute video tonight. It's not going to play. I tried it before I ever pressed record, and it was so choppy and all. My internet connection in this hotel is good enough to do this, but not good enough to like push it like I can do at my house. But if you're not a member of our Patreon, you can go to our Patreon. That video that I was going to show tonight is up over there. I just simply asked, and I don't know because I haven't watched all of the footage yet, but I simply asked at least 20 or so people, what do they know about Bubba the Love Sponge?
Yeah. People are 18 to 22-year-old girls.
I asked a few girls just for Bubba because that was for Bubba.
Kidding. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What I didn't do on week 1, I knew that the audience probably would like to have a couple of co-eds in this mix. So there they all came. It was just a flock of them. I had a mic. They were coming to me.
Yeah, you have that microphone. Like when you walk around that microphone, it's like having a puppy or something. Everybody's going to flock over to you.
That's what I told JR when we were recording the other day. It's like he said, you didn't have any problems talking to anybody, did you? And I went, oh, no. It was like I might as well be holding a magnet because they were just – I mean, it's like they're coming out of the woodworks to get on it.
Here today, I ordered one after watching some of that footage, especially from the guy from, the whole British deal, the guy from England or whatever. I was like, oh my God, this is money. I got to get
Blasi, you need a Garth Brooks thing. You need a Garth Brooks headset thing so you can talk.
The headset,
so you don't have to go back and forth. You can just talk and talk to them. You need a Garth Brooks.
Now I can wear.
I can do a lapel, and I can hand them the microphone, and we can both talk on the same.
Yeah,
but it looked more like
that's great.
Oh yeah.
That's what I could wear the lapel and do the mic, but I think it's just more fun to.
Oh, I love it.
Do the mic. I'm so damn loud.
And then you could do the Mike Amos. You could do the opposite, like you're talking and you have it in front of them, and then you pull it back to yourself when they're talking.
I feel like
speaking of Mike Amos, I think you'll get a kick out of a lot of stuff. I also, beyond that, I did ask everybody this week, what's your name? Why you here? How much bench? How much bench? Everybody. All of the girls you've seen, they were asked.
How much you bench?
How much? And I said it like that, too. How much you bench? And they
so good.
I got some good ones, dude. It's so
it makes my heart feel good.
You're gonna love it. You are gonna love it.
Oh my God,
I'm so excited.
I hope Michael Amos somebody get this to Michael Amos, Mike's son Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody make sure he watches this and sees this.
I'll get it.
We love you, Pops. He's the man. And it's nothing but love. That is hilarious.
I text Mike all the time, little Mike. We text back and forth. So
Tell him I said, hey, I hadn't talked to him in a long time, but
he's
got to see this. Know we gave Pop some love.
Oh yeah. So
he just lives right down the road here. You know, he's in Grayton Beach.
Oh, okay.
Where they live now.
I figured.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, we're gonna make sure he sees this thing for sure.
Troy South over there.
That's it.
Hey, not to take a hard left here, but a slight turn back to last week, Blasi. How about Mike Ragsdale? What an incredible story.
Wow. Man.
What an incredible person and human, and just a good old boy who did well. I mean, and rocking and rolling, and how smart he must be. He no-sells his mastermind, because obviously you don't do the things he's done without being highly, highly, highly intelligent.
Dude, what a great conversation. And like, more than anything, like that guy he's one of those, it's kind of like Marty Smith, you know what I mean? You just say one thing and just let him go. It's like spinning a top or something, you know? It's like he just goes and goes. And if you hadn't listened to that show, seriously, go back and listen to it. I'll tell you, it's the most, like, it's the best conversation that we've had on this show, in my opinion. Like,
I agree.
Blown away with his story, and it's all real stuff. There's nothing fake about it. It's just the way it is. It's the life he's led, and it's like incredible, you know.
Super. I mean, he's just interesting. He's one of the
very interesting.
I mean, it could have gone on for another couple of hours. Y'all did it. Riley played football. Riley's playing football tonight. They said the damn games were on Saturday. It doesn't appear as if that is the case. He plays Saturday too, but he's playing. Riley's playing as we do this, but no big deal. I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
Daddy's
on Mike Ragsdale. So whenever I got back, y'all told me how good it was, and I immediately started downloaded it to start to edit it, and I edited it I went to bed by midnight. It was done. It was just compelling and fascinating. His story.
Top five conversations I've ever had with somebody.
Yeah.
On a podcast.
Wow. And
that's in a podcast. Justin Moore, really, everybody.
Either. Yeah, I mean, I told, I mentioned after that. I mean, that reminded me of the time when I had talked to Matthew McConaughey and some of those type people. I mean, that was like a Marty Smith type guy. It's just like, so good and just, a little starstruck a little bit, to be honest with you, because it's like, man, and he's a good old boy from back home too. It's even more. It's like
he is.
We want to follow him around with a notepad. You know what I mean? It's like this is
take notes.
But I do think, I get it, the living all over the world, and I've watched his videos, man, amazing.
Absolutely.
But amazing. He's fearless, man. I just don't. I know he says it's safe and all. I get it. We'll talk more about that as we get to know Mike a little better. But I thought it was the conversation was fascinating, knowing his background, working. In things before they were things what they are now in the 90s and then
mid-90s. I mean, he was on the cutting edge with AOL and coming up with chat rooms and just developing stuff and going out and presenting himself and understanding how we got to present ourselves differently, and we can't go in with suits on. We got to wear t-shirts
out of an office in Tuscaloosa.
Before it was even a thing. Before it was even a thing, they were coming up with that whole concept. We got to be edgier and different.
They were Silicon Valley before Silicon Valley.
Yes, they were,
Valley.
Right out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, up there. Right, just like you said. So it is crazy how cutting edge they were early on, and then how many cool things he's done since then. And continues to do.
Absolutely.
So
and is giving back, and he comes from a good place. I mean, you can tell he's just a genuinely good person, man. Just amazing. So I hope we get more conversation time with him in the future. But if you haven't yet, go back and listen to Blasi, the One Man Posse, and myself, JR the Handler, talk with the one and only Mike Ragsdale. Yeah. It was a fascinating conversation. And then go follow his show on YouTube. I've watched several episodes lately. It's just like you'd expect. It's shot well. I guess he's just got a camera crew following him around everywhere he goes.
Yeah, unbelievable. It is
right.
It's shot so well. It's so crazy.
And what's crazy too is that we haven't even dropped the TV. We haven't dropped the YouTube version of that show yet or anything. I'm now that we're talking about him. Yeah. It just hit me. We never dropped the video for that.
I was waiting. I was looking for it today. Somebody was asking.
Oh
me about it.
Well, there you go. There's your bonus.
Well, I haven't edited it. I was going to make it a TV show. That's going to be a TV show, and I haven't. That'll be coming.
Stay tuned.
Probably drop that next week, maybe on YouTube.
And you want to watch it, and you do want to watch it. Yeah, and that's great for a TV show. So y'all just make sure to remind yourselves. If you listen to it now, that's cool. Then when you know the show's coming out, tell somebody else that you know would enjoy it to watch with you, and maybe that'll be the bridge. They can come over to the Tigs Bits world with us.
Yeah,
but I think watching it needs to be watched as well as listened, because Mike's he looks like he could be on Joe Rogan or on a CNN panel talking about something, some crisis. I mean, him, Elon, and somebody else could be on a chair together. I mean, really.
Kurt Bardella would have been jealous of that guy's setup. I mean, it was the most professional looking thing I've ever seen.
It was great.
Unreal.
And he just, in his facial expressions and his mannerisms, you could tell. I mean, he probably has done big time lectures and public speaking on certain things over the years. I'm sure.
Yeah,
he could do a TED talk. Easily.
Yeah, exactly.
He can do a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
And it's funny. So my good buddy Jeff Cooper used to live right next door to him on the bay. Of course, fine setup on the bay. His house on the bay is fabulous, by the way, that he still owns. But I would always make sure if I saw him at home and we're all there watching football, I would migrate over there to Mike's house. Because every time I talked to him, it was just an unbelievable conversation. Just like in the backyard. What's up, buddy? Just kind of migrate over there. Talk to him for 10 or 15 minutes, get some just absolute, gem of information and nugget of knowledge. His wife, they're just like, man, these people are so cool. Like you just want to talk to them,
Right.
And so it's cool that I was able to catch up with him. I hadn't seen him in years, and that makes sense because he's been gone for years, traveling
really
the world,
does.
So good people,
man. Yeah,
good people.
Great job on that. Both of y'all did a fantastic job.
You can watch, I don't know if you edited it out or not, but you can watch Blasi beat himself up for a few seconds there at the tail end of it too.
I did.
I don't think I did edit it out. I don't think I did.
So you're going to watch that. And that's going to be part of the Blasi, the one-man posse documentary and accompanying book when it comes out about 10 years from now, and how he took that moment and turned it into the empire now, because he botched an opportunity and then realized it. It was right in his face, and now he's made this comeback, and now he's Blasi, the one-man posse. I mean, he's bigger than Bubba. He's bigger than Hogan. I mean, it's coming.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely kept that,
right.
that. Oh, yes, I know exactly what. Yeah, that's in there. And look, the only place you can see, or you can't see it, the only place you can hear it is at the Bubba Army podcast. That's the only place that this interview has been released, as far as I know, as far as I can remember. Anyhow, I think I forgot to post it. That's how much stuff we've done. That it's just, I flat out forgot to post it. You've been
kind of busy, buddy. You know what I mean? So
well,
it's okay,
Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's good problems. I'm over here still panicking like we need to do a show tonight, boys. Damn it, we ain't got content. Yeah, we do, but we're gonna keep building that content because we're getting Tiggy is getting happier and happier with it. This will be show number 50.
Hey,
this is show number 50, podcast number 50, the official Tigs Bits podcast. This will be number 50. Yes, sir. This year.
Okay.
Last year we did 49, so we've already in the whole year.
Wow.
So yeah, it's October 1st, and we're not stopping.
That's awesome. No, we're rocking
around
this train.
Christmas.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Take a break,
hey,
do our best ofs, all that.
Well, we'll get the sad stuff out of the way in a reflective moment for a second. Everybody knows. Here in the last, y'all, and this is even since we've started thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight, it's expanded. We've lost 5 people from our childhoods in the last 2 days.
Yes.
We lost Dikembe Mutombo, Pete Rose.
Yep.
I saw
Frank.
Frank from the Pickers.
What's his name? John from Days
the dad.
Yeah.
Well, and the dad from Good Times and
him
coming to America.
Dang it,
John
I can't.
Amos.
I just
Amos.
he's
John
just
Ames.
McDowell. He's just McDowell to me. John Amos.
John Ames. Yes, a legend, but pro ball player. I think also that stuff too. Legend.
All kind of people,
and I bet if you look again, this is y'all literally in the last 2 days. It was like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to add one to the list, and I wasn't going to even mention it, but I am because I can't. So Amanda, her mom passed yesterday kind of suddenly as well. So I was kind of keeping that private, but she didn't. I just was like, I'm not going to talk about it, but I think I should. So, y'all think, think about her, keeping your thoughts and prayers, and everybody. So yeah, that was kind of a little quick deal that happened there. That she had not been, she'd been a little sick, but they thought she was going to rebound, and then suddenly it just went south. So yep, man, all kind of good. I mean, just all kind of folks, just some crazy stuff in the last few days.
Oh yes, for sure, man. Joe the Supermarket has joined us. That's unbelievable. Just going to cheer it up for a second. It's terrible.
Yeah,
man.
we need to roll them easy to all those people. Like in the movie Life, one of my favorite comedies of all time. You like baseball, we own deck. We all, nobody knows, we all
That's
next. So
You're right.
But thank for the contribution all those people had on any of our lives, and prayers to their families and friends and loved ones, and hopefully everybody.
Yeah.
Just enjoys what we did have with all those different people. But
yep.
And I hate it for Pete. I hate it for Pete Rose because they didn't put him in the Hall.
Man,
good dang well they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame
right
now.
No, they always give you flowers when it's too late. They do it for everybody. I watch them do it with everybody in every industry. They wait till somebody's died or can't even enjoy it before they ever give them the love they deserve.
It is, man. I mean, it was a lifetime ban, though. So I mean, technically, if they don't. By the time I die, if Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame, what a travesty.
Well, and also, if you watch that documentary, it's kind of sounded like Pete was in his own way. So maybe
he was a little bit, but
that'll help. That won't be anything. And at least for his family, there'll be some.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame within 2 years, like 2 years, I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Probably so he should have already been there. But like you said, he kind of got in his own way because he kind of railroaded that operation to begin with. But at the end of the day, dude, he was the greatest hitter of all time. More hits than anybody. Did it better than anybody.
Charlie Hustle.
Man, he was the man, and I got to meet that cat.
Yes, tell that story.
Oh man, like in the late 80s. What is this? 80, let's see, 87, 88, 88, 89. Somewhere right in there. I got to go to Cincinnati, and my sister was dating this guy from Bellevue, Kentucky, and played baseball at LBW in Andalusia, and went up there, hung out with him. Early July, I think they had their centennial celebration on July 10th, and the big fireworks on the river and all that. We go to a Reds game, and we go there with Barry Larkin's girlfriend, who's good friends with him, and we sit with her. And after the game, I think we're leaving, and we're walking out of the stadium, and then we go back into this little tunnel situation, which is right outside the locker room. So there's cars around this little tunnel lap thing that goes around, and here comes all the players, man. Eric Davis, Barry Larkin, Jose Rijo, Chris Sabo. Dude, I'm getting to hang out with all these cats. I'm sitting in Barry Larkin's brand new Toyota Supra he just got. He's telling me all about it. Like, I'm totally in awe. And then out comes Pete Rose, and he's got his entourage. When he comes out of the locker room, and he's gone, leaving the tunnel, and she yells, "Hey, Pete." And he turns around. He's like, "I got somebody I want you to meet." And he comes back, dude. I mean, he's like 200 feet away, and he comes walking back all the way back there to me. And she said, "This is Chad. He's here from Alabama. This is his sister. It's my friend Mike." And, dude, he sits there and spends 15 minutes with me. He doesn't just shake my hand and keep going. Stops everything he's doing. We sit there and talk. He talks about Barry Larkin, kind of makes fun of his dang batting average because it's like 295, and his was lifetime 300. Like, carries on, asks me what I play, what position. We take pictures together. What a cool dude, So at that point, I had Pete Rose, in. And that's just before he was managing and coaching at the time, just before he broke the record while he was managing and coaching. So that was just about to happen. So yeah, I'm a big Pete Rose fan, So yeah, you can
go check out Blasi's Twitter at SRB Trojan at SRB Trojan on Twitter, and go see a picture of a young Blasi, the one man posse, with a very similar haircut to Charlie Hustle.
Yes,
I loved it. I love it, man. It's such a cool picture.
Yeah, that's awesome. You had that experience, Blasi. I didn't know that. Yeah. That's awesome. I saw the picture earlier, and I thought, I hope I get to hear this story behind this picture. That's so cool that he was that way.
He was so cool.
Well, and another one we lost, I didn't mention earlier, Chris Christopherson.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought that's where I thought you were going immediately, JR.
Well, there's so many. I mean, it's one.
The list is lengthy.
It's so
right
unfortunate.
now.
I know. I never was around Chris Christopherson. I may have been in the same room once, but I can't remember. But I never got to talk to him or anything. But from a few of my friends that were around him several times, said that he couldn't have been a nicer person and a more gracious star, not to try to rush away or didn't have time for somebody that they didn't know and that kind of stuff. So
You think
I want to
kind
give a
of
shout out for that. And I would say my song for the week would be The Pilgrim 33 by Christopher Christopherson.
okay?
Christopherson. Sorry, I butchered his name.
You were thinking of a Christopher Cross for a minute. You got messed up for a second.
No.
I know. No, I'm just saying the name blended
He
together.
got crisscrossed, if you will.
I've got Chris.
Takes me
Jump, crisscross. I'll make you jump. But Chris Christopherson, Pilgrim 33. Go listen to that. Partly truth, partly fiction. Walking contradiction. You know, that album is so solid. The songwriting on that album is so good. The music is so good on that album. Go check that out and tell me what you think. Hey, I know earlier you said you didn't want to get political, but let's get political for a sec. Y'all know I don't know shit about politics, so I'm gonna let y'all two chat it up and inform your lesser knowledgeable podcast host here. What do y'all think about this VP debate we got going on tonight? What time is it? What time does it happen?
I have
I'm
no
not
idea.
sure. I'm not sure. I think it
I'm gonna watch
happens.
this Braves game, to be honest with you. We got
Yeah,
the
yeah, I'm
Bravos
gonna
that
probably-
made the playoffs. They're
Is
gonna
that
play
what
the
everybody's
Padres.
gonna
The
do?
best out of 3 series is what I'm
Yeah.
gonna be watching. But
There
like
you go.
nothing against that debate. I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't think the Braves won, dude. I
No,
think
the
they
Braves
got
are
beat
in, brother.
yesterday.
They play
Or
the
is
Padres.
everybody turned off with
I
with
haven't- I haven't
debates
been
these
watching.
Is everybody
Yeah,
turned
you're
off?
off.
Do you think y'all are a good slice of
Braves aren't in. They're
do
actually
you think
playing
y'all
tonight.
are a good slice of American culture that most people are tired of watching the debates because it's usually such a shit show?
Probably so.
I don't think this is going to matter one bit unless somebody dies during it or just says a racial slur.
Used
or,
to-
so,
well,
you
used
know,
to
I mean, like I
people-
think that's what
You're
it's
right.
going to take to make a difference.
I think when they were more civil, more people paid attention to them. They gave these a shot because at first it was cute that they were getting a little pushy, and some people liked the pushback. But now it's gotten so, reality TV-esque, like it's planned almost, that everybody's turned off. Is that what y'all
Yeah.
are thinking? Everybody's turned off now.
I think
'Cause they know-
everybody's turned
and it's
off,
like
yeah.
you don't want to watch your person screw up, even though the other person may. But you know your person's probably going to screw up too. So a lot of people are like, I don't even want to watch.
Yeah, I doubt I'll watch it. I'm sure I'll just wait for the highlights and watch it. It's the vice president. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
I mean,
honest.
yeah.
Those guys, nobody cares about those people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't care about. I mean,
But-
really.
real.
But do you think if they talked about policies like they used to and true intent, more people would watch?
Yes, they would.
I do.
but they don't.
No,
But they
I
don't.
do,
It's just
but
about
I do
you
one
know
too.
of
it's
those.
just
I
gonna
do
be-
too. That's why I was just
It's
saying.
going to be
Big boy, you know,
mudslinging,
you're right.
back and
That's
forth.
right, and nobody wants to watch that.
No,
man.
Exactly.
I'm not
I'm just
in.
making sure I'm on the same page because
No, you're
that's
on
the
the
way I
same
look
page.
at it. I look at it as, and I'm an adult now and would love to enjoy things like adults should like this, but it's not going to be about whose policies or what and who you should actually vote for. It's going to be a bunch of bull crap. So
Exactly.
why even watch? That sucks.
Exactly.
That sucks, America. Do better. Everybody
Yeah,
out
I mean,
there
maybe the
is-
chat disagrees. Maybe, but,
yeah,
but
chime
y'all
in. Yeah, let us know
y'all chime
what
in.
y'all think, because that's just my opinion, and it looks like we all kind of three are the same page on that.
Hey, how crazy
Yep.
was it though? Like, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Like, when Trump was at that Bama Georgia game, that was insanity.
with Hank Jr. and Kid
Hank-
Rock,
Kid
John
Rock.
Daly. And,
was
what
was
a
Neil
Herschel
McCoy
Walker.
there? Was Neil McCoy over there in the corner? Was that Neil McCoy?
I don't know
I
why it wouldn't be.
Why?
I don't think so.
I don't know why it would be,
It
but
looked
I
like him.
also don't know why it wouldn't be. You know what I mean? So,
But Neil's a Texas guy. I just don't see him there. I mean, like,
There was a guy that looked just like Neil McCoy there, standing there.
I mean, could have
I don't
been.
know. I don't
Could've
know who
been
it was.
security,
He was not
who
mentioned.
knows?
Neil played
Yeah.
at Battle State Rodeo one year.
Neil plays
he's
a lot.
awesome.
I'm sure if it was Saturday night, Neil was working somewhere. Neil still hustles.
Neil
Neil
grinds,
was
don't
Neil was at a big dance club hall down in Florida, probably somewhere, or in Oregon, hosting a jamboree. I'm serious. Neil McCoy
Jamboree.
works, buddy. That guy, he works.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he'll go to something like that, the big Oregon jamboree up there, and it'll be 4 or 5, or, a week long worth of shows, and he'll be the MC and host and play like 1 or 2 nights, but he'll
That's
be the MC
awesome.
and in between guys. He'll do. Yeah, he's an
working.
entertainer, buddy. He's an entertainer. Yeah. And fun fact about Neil McCoy, doesn't play guitar. Never learned how to play guitar.
Wow.
He just sings. He just sings.
Yep. Yeah. And you know who
That's
discovered him?
interesting.
Who's that?
Charlie Pride.
Oh, I did not know
I'll be
Charlie
dang.
Pride.
I think
discovered
I
him.
actually did know that because he's from East Texas. Isn't he
Yep.
from Tyler? I
Yep,
think
somewhere like
Where
that.
Neil McCoy's from, somewhere in there.
Charlie Pride got his start up there in Seattle and Portland area.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
He was up there playing some ball, got to play in some music, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he
This
played
is
the
what
rodeo.
we
I'm gonna say the late
drew
80s,
it out.
late 80s or early 90s is when Neil McCoy played there. That's the first time I saw him.
And
I'm
who
gonna say late 80s. Yeah.
And who put Charlie Pride on the map was Willie Nelson by giving him a big old kiss on stage. When they first put Charlie Pride's album out, they didn't put his picture on it because they didn't want to put a black guy on there, and they made him change it and put it on there. And then after that moment, Willie Nelson, and it ended up selling like, I don't know, a gajillion records. It's one of the all-time greatest country records of all time.
Awesome.
Charlie Pride, fantastic. Sledge, Mississippi, Roll On, Mississippi. Oh man, he's one of my all-time favorites. But he's the one that discovered Neil McCoy, I think, in Dallas. I think Neil McCoy was working in Dallas when they met, and Charlie put him on. Anyway, I go on days and days about that kind of stuff, but
let me answer. I've been trying to answer Joe for 17 minutes here. Let me answer him because it's a good question. Is this the same as the Bubba Army Podcast Network podcast? No, it is not, Joe. This is the Tigs Bits podcast. This is our podcast that we do every week. We usually do it on Thursdays. Tonight's the first time we could all three get together in a while. So look at that Bubba Army.
But
koozie.
we are 100% Bubba Army.
You better believe it, brother. You better believe it.
Bubba Army up in
and we talked
house.
about Bubba earlier in this show, and we talk about him a good bit and proud of what he's been doing, especially this week. But wanted to answer that. We do. Our Bubba Army show is an exclusive Bubba Army podcast that you guys in the Bubba Army hear first. Then we turn that show into a TV show. A lot of those lately have been put into TV shows. The reason being audio quality is better than the live stream. It just kind of works out better. It's easier for me to produce on the back end. So that's why we turn the Bubba exclusives into TV shows. We find they're a little more in depth than just sitting here and shooting the bull with everybody in a room, and it's a little bit more structured. So, you know, that's the difference in the two shows. This is the show that we've been doing for 3 years. So welcome. Happy to have you in here. Please come back, subscribe, and do all of that stuff. So now we've got the housekeeping out of the way. Let's jump back in. Right. What do you guys think about the debate? Here we go. Upstate Redneck thinks it's just dumb. Yes, he did. Paul Rogers. Walls got booed at a football game. I mean, that dude, number one, did you see that picture of him at Michigan's, like, going crazy and all? And then you can see the field is empty. Now, you know, this could be a doctored Twitter pic at this point in time. I don't know. Who cares? It's misinformation.
He started off
by
going to a ball game at Michigan.
Well, yeah, exactly. Minnesota.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares what number 15 and versus number 77 are doing. Should have been at the,
well, he is the governor. He is the governor of Minnesota. To be fair, JR, and Minnesota was playing Michigan.
Pick and choose your battles. Did they win?
Well, he should. Well, you know where he should have been?
Row the boat
at the Alabama
freaking
game?
North Carolina, trying to get people saved and out of the damn water. I know he doesn't have anything to do with that state, but he could have been leading the charge, rallying the troops. He could have been doing something.
Did Minnesota beat Michigan?
No, I don't believe they did.
Yeah, that he should have picked and choose his battles a little better. He should have went to a ball game and knew they were going to win.
There you go. Exactly.
That's all you need to know. Don't need a bunch of Yanks running it. I can tell you that. Need some good old boys with some common sense running this joker. That's all I know. we need Mike Ragsdale. We need Mike Ragsdale to get reinvested in the States and come on back home and pull a spot over there. That's what we need.
Talk a little sense into us too.
Right. No kidding. I kid. But you're right. Anybody who can help needs to be helping any of these storm. Make sure you do your due diligence and don't send money to scams. But make sure if you can help in one of these reputable, charitable, organizations that's helping people, help them if you can. Man, kid me, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it is. It is. Blasi, I swear that the Braves got beat by the Mets yesterday.
Dude, you're wrong. The Mets are in and the Braves are in. They're both in.
Oh,
the Mets are playing right now. The Braves play at 7:30 or 8:30. Yeah.
I'm not wrong. I'm uninformed. I just heard.
Uninformed.
I heard
the Braves won yesterday, and the Mets both got in because the Braves won and somebody else lost. So the Mets are winning 8-4 right now against Milwaukee.
Okay.
That game's right.
There you go. I know the Astros lost today. I'm not caught up in baseball whatsoever. But I'm catching up. I'm going to catch up.
I'm the same way. I'm the same. I found out 30
I'll catch
minutes
up
before the show. Yeah.
Hey, fantasy folks, who's any of our
let's
fantasy
take a look.
Any fantasy people
I have a
listen?
phone tonight.
Yeah, if any of our people who are playing in the fantasy league on the chat, please stand up. Please.
Did I win or lose?
Let's talk. You're talking to this past week's points champ.
Yeah, 207.
207.
You beat Team Mac.
What did I have?
I think that's our buddy McAdoo. He beat, and
you had 206.30. Wow, I only beat you by a point, Blasi.
You did.
You made a run, and Bug's All Saints team did well once again.
Hunker Harry's doing well, and I think Hunker Harry is Brad Matthews, Blasi.
Is it really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Brad Matthews is part of this. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure he got in on it.
All right.
Evan Winchester won big over my ball Zach Ertz. my ball Zach Ertz. That's funny.
Well, I can tell you this today, Blasi.
201 gave up. Didn't even get 100 points.
Ooh.
I worked with Lacey today. Ellie, whatever that you beat. I worked with her today. She was not pleased. She may be watching this.
Awesome Salsum is crushing it. They're 4-0.
Oh wow! Awesome sausage.
Team LFA lost. Blasi, you got to win.
Yeah,
you had 206. You got a lot of points.
I did get a lot of points.
Yeah, I beat him by a
finally
point.
rostered a full team. It helps.
It does help. It does help.
Well,
Fantasy football has been
I lost
fun.
by 1 point.
Did you really?
2 points. 1.2 points. I lost by 1.2 points
Jeez.
to Perch Thing.
Oh.
No, I
Stetson,
don't know who
2022. Hey.
That's tough. That's tough to stomach. You know what I mean? Especially
159.38 to 160.58.
You know what's funny? I looked at it the other day and I thought if you score 160, 165, you got a really good solid chance of winning week in, week out. Like there's going to be people that blow you out, but if you could score in that range, you're going to be all right.
Man, if you get 175, you're rocking.
Yes, you are. Yeah,
for sure. Tigs at tigsbits.com or Tigs Tigsbits podcast. Now, just do Tigs at tigsbits.com. I can't think of my damn email address right now.
I'm on
Tigsbits at gmail.com. That's it. Sorry.
Get it.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I'm gonna disrupt this show. It's like complete left turn because we
please do. We're getting down to the home stretch.
We got to give Bubba more of a shout out. Apparently, I understand. So, I was listening to Bubba the other day, and he talked about something he's never talked about before.
What's that?
He's talked about this, but he gave up some information he had never released, and this was just like 2 days ago. And so he said he was going back to the COVID year when Dion was still I think coaching at a high school. His son had just signed with FAU, Shador, or committed there, and he came into Tampa. Tom was in Tampa. He just got into Tampa. Was living at Jeter's house. And then he reached out to Sponge and was like, "Hey, Sponjo," you know, he does a little bullshit. I'm not even gonna try to do it, but anyway, so he reached out to Bubba. He reached out to Bubba and was like, "Hey, let's have dinner." So Bubba's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So they go have dinner on Friday night. After they get their dinner, Bubba's getting ready supposed to be moving the next day. Like, had all this stuff planned. He's like, "Listen, tomorrow I'm going to work with Tom Brady with Shador. We're going to go to a practice field. He's going to work with him and spend like an hour and a half with him or whatever." And he was like, "I want you to be there. Nobody else is invited." You know, Bubba's like, "Heck yeah." So he scratches all his plans and goes to show up and goes to the field, and there he is. And so it's Dion, it's Shador, it's Bubba, it's Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's personal trainer. And they're out there, and he's out there grinding with Shador, working through all the stuff. And then
Sponjo is hot as hell at this point.
Oh my God!
He's sweating his ass
I'm trying
off.
to decide. Yeah, he is hot as hell, and yeah, literally. And he's deciding, should I bring out my phone? But I don't want to be that guy. And then finally, you know, Dion's like, "Hey, Sponjo, get over here and get you some footage in." You know, and he's like, "All right," you know. So he starts filming some stuff. There's some footage on that. But he said, "Here's something I never told anybody." He said, while they're working, they're grinding, they're showing he's talking to him, helping him out. He said at the very end, he looked at him. And he said, "Listen," he said, "there's two people I don't want you to ever be like." He called two NFL quarterbacks out. He was like, "Don't be like Ben Roethlisberger, and don't be like Aaron Rodgers." And he was like, "Okay, what do you mean?" He was like, "Well, the thing is, when you win, And I don't care if you go out there and you throw 3 for 25. Put that on the team. That's the team's effort. That's everybody. That's the lineman blocking. That's everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's a team win. He was like, but when it goes bad, and your tight end tips the ball, and and somebody else intercepts it and pick six, he said, put it on yourself. He was like, make sure you do those two things. He was like, you'll be fine. He was like, but those two guys don't do that. I was like, dang, I was like, I'm a hardcore call out, and he called those two guys out specifically. I just thought it was interesting. He said that's the first time he'd mentioned that was on the radio the other day. So there's a Bubba the Love Sponge exclusive behind the scenes with Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Wow.
Calling out two other great quarterbacks, but how you need to act a certain way, So anyway, it was also in the same breath when they were talking about what you got. What you got?
Lola.
Look at Lola.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't see that.
Nothing better than when the dogs join the show.
That is fantastic. I was looking down the chat box. There was no chat. I was like, what am I supposed to be seeing here? Oh, doggy dog.
We almost done.
Dog. Man,
we're almost done.
Just hang tight. We're going to eat in a minute. Don't worry. We did an early show tonight. It's fun. It's man, just that is a hell of an insight, and a bit even crazier thing to me, Blasi, is that your ring size is 8. Are you sure you measured it right?
No, I'm not. I actually went to my buddy's sign shop, and he had a ruler, like a measuring tape, and I wrapped it around my finger, and I was like,
nope,
that ain't right.
Nope,
no way. Mine's
I got
like
a skinny
12.
finger, dude.
Yeah, that's true, but
look at those things. Kind of like asparagus fingers.
Just download the damn app that I told you to and do it on there, and it'll do it for you. I promise you.
Blasi, just when you're dressed up, running around peddling overpriced hospital supplies, stop in a nice fancy jeweler somewhere, flash a little bling at them, show them you got the gas card, and get them to size your finger for you.
I got kind of a little finger. I wrapped a measuring tape around it, and it came around to 8.
Just go in a fancy place and get some footage of them doing it, please.
That would be the best thing. That would be the best for the show and for everybody involved.
And for making sure you get the right.
Maybe I can
get the right damn size.
I'm trying to get this ring right. This is the ring I'm about to get. I need to get it sized properly.
I think you get an 8. It's going to go to your first knuckle.
Are you serious?
I mean, it wouldn't fit on my pinky.
What was your size, JR?
I don't know yet because I haven't. You would know. I would have footage of me.
You've got to do this. Bubba has spent entirely too much money on rings.
I'm going to a fancy place and act like I'm rich for about 10 minutes while they size me up and talk.
We're going to get to the bottom of this right now.
Some fruit and some champagne, and
we've got to get this to set.
I'm going to go to a place that I can barely pronounce to get my finger size.
It's a centimeter. It's centimeter measurement. And I measured centimeters, and it rolled around to like a 8.5 or something, I thought.
Look, this app, you may not can see it because of the light.
Ring
sizer.
Look,
I will text it to y'all.
I don't think we're going to take anything less than you dressed up nice, going in a nice place, catching content, and getting them to size it up.
Well, you need to do it tomorrow.
Please. As soon as possible.
There's a fine jewelry store, I know. I'll go down to 38.
The finest, nothing but the finest.
Yeah,
make sure you introduce yourself as
30
possible.
grams of minimum to drop in that place, so I think I'll just walk
Tell them I'm friends with Bubba. It's good to see you. It's been a while. Hey, like you already know him. Do him like I did Winona. Hey, good to see you, Sugar. How you been?
Should I sniff his hair?
Good to see you too. I mean, that's just the move. That's the move for sure. I do it too. I'm at work with people that I can tell have wanted to say something to me, but I can't remember exactly what it was that I said to them. And they're like, because I see a lot of times when I'm doing this, I'm enrolling teachers and nurses and stuff like that, selling insurance. I talk to 55 people in a day, and I recognize their face, but, man, I can't go back to what I said at 9 a.m. at 3:45 p.m. I talk to 40 people in between.
Yeah. Or somebody you see days after a party, and there's a bunch of people at this party, and you can't. And then 4 days later, after you come to, you're like, "Did I talk to those people? I remember them being there." And so you're like, "Hey, good to see you. How you doing?"
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Jason Thomas, got to give a shout out to Jason Thomas. He is in here live tonight. He shouts us out, leaves his comments on all of our stuff.
Get in there.
I'm so happy he got.
I wish I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm gonna make it to BARP.
We're gonna get you
work.
there. Hey, listen, I'll talk to JM.
Bubba work out that jet.
But work out
Bubba,
that jet. Gotta get that jet drop.
That's what we need. I think that
Jets.
we're gonna
get Bubba to do a commercial for NetJets.
Blasi and I aren't giving up on JR just yet.
No.
Tiggy is in. Blasi is in. So you got us and
passion, drive, and patience. That's what
passion, drive, and patience. I think that'll be a good wrap. This has been fun,
all right, boys. Enjoyed it. Good to see y'all. Thank y'all for the gear. Prayers out to everybody in Florida and the Carolinas and everybody who's impacted by this hurricane. Help if you can.
For sure. And thoughts and prayers out to Amanda and everybody else out there.
Sickle,
so
everybody.
Absolutely.
That's right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you soon.
Later.